Tanu Dixit, and in this video we will be going to discuss something about disaster management. We cannot stop disasters, but we can arm ourselves with knowledge. So let's get started with it. Disaster management. Disasters can be defined as any occurrence that cause damage, ecological disruption, loss of human life, deterioration of health and health services on a scale sufficient to warrant an extraordinary response from outside the affected community or area. There are three phases of disasters: pre impact phase, and post impact phase. There are two types of disasters: natural disasters and man made disasters. Natural disasters are meteorological, topographical, and environmental, whereas man made disasters are technological, industrial accidents, and security related. When the disasters occur due to natural forces, they are called natural disasters, over which the man has hardly any control. Some common natural disasters are earthquake, landslides, flood, drought, cyclone, etc. Tsunami, volcanic eruptions, and wildfire are also included under the natural disasters. When the disasters are due to carelessness of human or mishandling of dangerous equipments, they are called man-made disasters. Common examples of these disasters are train accident, aeroplane crashes, collapse of building, bridges, mines, tunnels, etc. Hazardous material emergencies include chemical spills and groundwater contamination. Workplace fires are most common and can cause significant property damage, loss of life. Communities are also vulnerable to threat posed by the extremist groups who use violence against both people and the property. Let's discuss about the natural disasters. First is earthquake. Earthquake is the shaking of the surface of the earth resulting from a sudden release of energy in the earth's lithosphere that create seismic waves. Earthquakes can range in size from those that so weak that they can't be felt to those violent enough to toss people around and destroy the whole cities. An earthquake point of initial rupture is called its focus or hypocenter. The epicenter is the point at ground level directly above the hypocenter. Let's see some safety measures before, during, and after an earthquake. First, what to do before an earthquake. Step 1. Make sure you have a plan, a first aid kit, a battery powered radio, a flashlight, and extra batteries at home. Step 2. Make up a plan of where to meet your family after an earthquake. Step 3. Learn the earthquake plan at your school or workplace. What to do during an earthquake? Step 1. Be calm, alert, and don't panic. Step 2. Stay indoors, take shelter under a desk or doorway, or crawl under heavy furniture during an earthquake. Step 3. If you are outdoors, stay open, away from power lines or buildings. Step 4. If you are in a car, stop the car and stay inside the car until the earthquake stops. What to do after an earthquake? Step 1. Check yourself and others for injuries. Provide first aid for anyone who needs it.
Step 2. Turn on radio. Don't use phone unless it's an emergency. Step 3. Stay out of buildings. Stay away from damaged areas. Step 4. Be careful around broken glass and debris. Step 5. Stay away from beaches. Tsunamis and seas sometimes hit after the ground has stopped shaking.
Now, the second disaster we will be studying is cyclone. Cyclone circulatory winds in the lower part of the atmosphere are generally termed as cyclone. They originate over the warm ocean water of the tropical and temperate regions. A cyclone occurs when a low pressure region is surrounded by the high pressure. Thus, the wind blows at a very high speed near the center. These winds are accompanied by heavy rains. The areas prone to cyclones are Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra. Cyclones are observed and studied by the Indian Meteorological Departments, which sends warming reports to radios, televisions, etc. Now, let's see some of the precautions against the cyclone. First, people should seek the latest information about weather on television and radio and act accordingly to warning during a cyclone alert. We should remain in our house if it is constructed well and close all windows and doors. In case it is a semi-pakka house or a hut, we should leave it quickly to a stronger building. Fourth, when the wind subsides, one should not come out immediately from the house. Wait for the proper announcement by the government. The best practices undertaken are: on 12 November 1970, a major cyclone hit the coastal belt of Bangladesh at 223 km per hour, with a storm surge of 6 to 9 meter height, killing an estimated of 5 lakh people. Due to the cyclone preparation program, the April 1991 cyclone with wind speed 225 km per hour killed only 138 people, even though the coastal population has doubled by that time. In May 1994, in the similar cyclone with a wind speed of 250 km per hour, only 127 people lost their lives. In May 1997, in a cyclone with a wind speed of 200 km per hour, only 111 people lost their life. So we can see that the loss of human life has reduced. The third disaster we will be discussing is flood. Flood is an overflow of water that submerges land that is usually dry. The European Union Floods Directive defined a flood as a covering by water of land not normally covered by water. Now, let's study the Kerala floods 2018. In the late July 2018, severe flooding affected the South Indian state of Kerala due to usually high rainfall during the monsoon season. It was the worst flooding in Kerala in nearly a century. Over 322 people died, 15 are missing within a fortnight, while at least 1 million people were evacuated. Four personnel of the Indian Navy helped rescue 109 people in this Kerala town. The four sailors were called after floods washed away a road and a bridge in Thrissur district. The flow of water was too strong and for the people to cross the streams. The Navy personnel joined the 6 ropes to make a line across the stream. Then they helped all 109 people across in an operation that lasted over 409 included infants, children, and senior citizens who are reported to be safe. The rescue personnel also provided them with relief material. 9 lakh people are now in relief camps and over 200 have been killed in the flood so far. So, let us also take stand for Kerala. Like the government of Kerala had started a donation website for flood victims. As of 28 August 2018, 718 crores was collected from the public. Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi announced a sum of rupees 500 crores as interim relief for Kerala on 18 August 2018. So, from the Kerala case study, we conclude that we should be prepared beforehand. Hence, let's now discuss some of the preventions against the flood. First, watch out for the warnings of flood in the newspaper. Second, prepare to move out of your house to a safer place on higher ground. Third, build up your store of food, water, and essential medicines. Fourth, high embankments should be constructed. Fifth, afforestation. Trees slow down the water current. Let's now discuss.
The most disastrous man-made disasters. Third, Gulf of Mexico oil split. It began on April 20, 2010 when BP's Deepwater Horizon oil rig exploded and killed 11 workers. The explosion left the drill hole open and oil started to leak on the ocean floor. It ultimately gushed out 49 million barrels of oil. The hole was coupled after 87 days and it was done by the aid of 47,829 people. The split threatened 80,332 marine species. Most of the people who helped in the cleanup suffered liver and kidney damage from exposure of toxic oils and disparate. Next is Chernobyl meltdown. On April 26, 1986, a major accident occurred at Unit 4 of nuclear power station at Chernobyl, Ukraine, an explosion caused by poor management. Cracked upon one of the plant's nuclear reactors and lead large quantities of radioactive particles into an atmosphere. Fallout from the radiation was estimated to be higher than both atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was classified as level 7 on International Nuclear Event Scale. The wind spread the radioactive clouds all over the Europe. Over 350,000 people were evacuated and resettled from Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine. 31 workers died shortly afterwards. A total over 5 lakh men were involved in a cleanup operations in Chernobyl up to 1989. The Bhopal tragedy. On December 2, 1984, the residents of Bhopal, India woke up in the middle of night, agonizing pain in their eyes and lungs burning. The Union Carbide India Limited pesticide plant has a leak methyl isonate gas and other poisonous toxins into an atmosphere. Over 5 lakh people were exposed and thousands of people died within the first hours of leak. Most of the survivors suffered organ failure and blindness.
So, man-made disasters are also very harmful for us. But not only for us, but for the coming future generations as well. So there are some of the precautions that we can also take for the man-made disasters. Like, common indicators of these disasters are vomiting, nausea, dizziness, etc. Don't look at fire as it causes instant blindness. Close all doors and windows as radioactivity does not penetrate in solid structures. Cover all food and water and listen to the government orders. management refers to how we preserve and prevent many life and property from natural calamities or any kind of man-made disasters. Disaster management occupies an important place in the country's policy framework as it is the country which is adversely affected on account of calamities or disasters. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you liked the video.